Welcome to the show, SEC Football Live here on the 440 Sports Network, brought to you by Tennessee Brew Works in downtown Nashville. And, of course, the great and wonderful musical stylings of the Wild Feathers. That is the first song on the first album for the Wild Feathers Backwoods Company. So go check out the great Wild Feathers. Shout out to my boy Ben, big Georgia fan. So there you go. Trey Wallace of OutKick. I'm Braden Gall. Trey, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, buddy. I'm good, man. Just trying to get this move to Nashville complete this weekend. I'm going to try to dump everything off as soon as I can on Saturday so I can get down to Nissan and rock my face out to the Foo Fighters. So
they are coming to town. That's correct.
Hell yeah. It'll be my 8th Foo Fighters show.
Really? I've only seen him one time. I saw him at Bridgestone Arena downtown, right near Tennessee Brew Works, by the way. In fact, yep. I probably pre-gamed at Tennessee Brew Works.
Probably.
Before I went to see the Foo Fighters. This was when Dave Grohl was in a cast and in a chair.
Yeah, that's when he broke his leg in South Africa.
Yeah, it was. He still played hard, man. I give him credit.
Yeah, dude, I love the Foo Fighters, and I think it was I got into him really because my best friend in the world of 33 years, his cousin was Taylor Hawkins, so we would always go to the shows and whatnot, and actually would sneak out in high school, and my parents wouldn't know where we were at. We were in Pensacola at the Foo Fighters show. But yeah, so love the Foo Fighters. Can't wait to see them Saturday night if I get everything dropped off and get into your town. So
you'll get it. You'll get there just fine. It'll be hot as shit though.
I'm already prepped for it. It's fine.
Hottest concert.
A little weight. I'm good.
The hottest concert I've ever been to in my entire life. I mean, Bonnaroo. I've gone to Bonnaroo a few times, and it's always really hot. But those late night shows help out with that, and so does other things like things that have an effect on your brain, like local craft beer, like Tennessee Brew Works, Yazoo Brewing Company, and East Nashville Beer Works.
Are edibles, but yeah, go ahead.
Actually, there's a really funny joke. So Chris Childers, who's been on the show many, many times,
did his show last night.
Sirius XM, good buddy of mine. We were in each other's weddings, and we were going to a Galactic show that started at like 2:30 in the morning. Jesus,
I've done that.
And there was a person walking around just saying the word farmies over and over and over again. You got any farmies? You got any I need some farmies. You need some farmies? You got any farmies? I got farmies. And it is still a joke 15, 16 years later now. If I walk up to him tomorrow and be like, hey, dude, farmies? He would know exactly what I'm talking about.
Got the good stuff.
Got farmies?
That Kush, that Afghan Kush.
I'm assuming farmies is not the things that we were doing. We were, cold beer like Tennessee Brew Works, Yazoo Brewing Company, and East Nashville Beer Works.
Yeah,
maybe some reefer madness, but that's about it. Harmless stuff that grows out of the ground. God's plant, Trey. God's plant.
Yeah. Okay. Was fun.
Coming up today speaking of college, the entire college football, it's all just drunk out of its mind right now. So number one, we got a story about a player coming back to the SEC after participating in minicamp after our lead topic last week on the show. Just mind-numbing. Lord. So we'll get to that. There's a big article, a combination of things. The Athletic did their tier rankings where they ranked every single starting quarterback in the country, and I want to kind of get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, they did good.
But also, ESPN talked to SEC GMs and talked to a bunch of GMs in all these different conferences about the average sort of going rate of what a quarterback should cost. So I thought we could combine those conversations into sort of what is the market rate for a quarterback in this league right now? What's the market rate for a high-level quarterback in this league? And where are they actually tiered out, according to the Athletic? It's sort of a good little combination topic there. But quickly, and I don't want to discuss, I know you've been all over it and you've been covering it a ton and putting a lot of work in. People are kind of tired of hearing about the minutia and the details of a very long bill that is
shit.
The vote's going to be in September, I guess. I don't want to get into that, but one of the things that you and I have talked about is that it's going to cap the SEC at 19, other conferences as well. So I thought maybe I want to ask you two questions, which is one, if you had complete control, what are the 3 teams you would add?
Yeah.
And then 2, what teams do you think they would add, which could be 2 different things. So we'll get into that as well. And then rumors about a 20-team playoff, which is not a number that we have seen a lot unless you've listened to this show, in which case I have floated the 20-team idea probably 3 times, and I will continue to do so on the show today.
Dude, we were talking about that last year with SEC Championship play-in games,
Yes.
like how to change that up for the weekend. Whatever.
We were ahead of the curve on this. I've been ahead of the curve on this. So finally they're discussing it, also dismissing it, but they're discussing it at the meeting.
They want to act like they're not talking about it.
Right. They're talking about all of them. Which one can make us the most money, but
Correct.
not piss off our TV partners too much.
And piss off, in the SEC's case, the city of Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz stadiums, regions, and I can just continue down the list.
All right. So Tennessee Brew Works right there downtown. Make sure you check out our great sponsor. If you're coming into Nashville, it's really, really great. If you great music, great beer, great food. It's right there downtown. Perfect thing to pregame for a Nashville SC match. We went to the SC match last Wednesday. We swung by Tennessee Brew Works. We're season ticket holders, Trey.
Yeah,
my girls.
My little brother is too. Like him and the family go.
My girls. Oh yeah, club soccer starts on Saturday, so my girls are They're into the. We got Messi. We got Messi coming into town on Saturday night against Nashville SC.
That's Saturday night.
Yep, and so it's been circled on the calendar. The greatest soccer player of all time coming to Nashville. First, number 1 versus number 2 in the MLS standings. It's gonna be big time. But you know where we're going before? With another family. There's 8 of us. We're going to Tennessee Brew Works right there on Ewing Avenue. Great beer. Then slide on down to WeHo and go to the soccer match.
I got to figure out a way to make the first half of the Messi game, but then be at Nissan in time for Dave Grohl and them to take the stage. It's possible.
It would be over. The first half would be over by like 10 after 8.
They're not taking the stage till 8:45.
You could probably watch more than just the first half.
I'm percolating now. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Have you ever seen him play?
Yes.
In person? In
Once.
person?
Yes.
Yeah. It is next level.
It's an experience.
I've seen him 4 times. This will be my 5th time. It is.
It's like seeing MJ.
It's crazy. It's crazy to be a fan of a team that is battling against another team. Like this is truly Miami and Nashville and MLS. I'll compare it to SEC. This would be like Tennessee, Florida playing in a game where they're both in first place in the SEC. But the quarterback this would be like Florida fans just kind of standing up and being like, Peyton Manning, dude, holy cow, like that guy's so good. Like in '97, like just going, holy shit, that guy, like, and cheering when Peyton Manning throws a touchdown in the swamp. People will cheer against their own team for Messi. Yes. It's crazy. Yeah. It's unlike anything I've ever seen.
And that's one of the things I was like excited to get to Nashville too, so I can catch a couple games for the season's over and whatnot as well. And
I got you, dude. You can have some tickets. I got you.
Absolutely. My brother is sgingy as hell, so that probably won't happen.
No, you can have them. You can have some tickets. I'll get you some matches.
Awesome.
All right. My first question on expansion, real quickly here, is: do you ever think a team that's currently in the league would ever be voted out? Ever?
Yeah, I mean, take aside the legal aspect of it, and how that part would go. Yeah, I mean, could you get to a day where there's some super conference? I hate that term, whatever, but formed and somebody's on the outs? Sure, yeah.
You're saying more a part of like some bigger conglomerate with the Big Ten and whatever.
Right. I don't think the SEC would kick somebody out to then just add another team. I don't,
because in theory, couldn't you make a lot more money if you removed Vanderbilt and added Miami? Wouldn't you be able to charge more?
Yes, theoretically. Yes.
Could you trade Miami and Missouri to the Big Ten for an ACC team to be named later?
Possibly.
You give us North Carolina. You give us North Carolina
for it in other sports.
They do.
And they're making waves in football now. Like,
I'm just using them because they.
I know. I was going to say the same thing about Mississippi State. I could go down a list here. Yeah, I see where you're going here. I don't.
Missouri belongs in the Big Ten. So.
Yes, or the Big 12.
Well, that doesn't exist after this.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just saying.
I find it really hard to believe, and I've talked to some people in the league office about this. I don't think anyone would ever be voted out, but I do think some teams could be below the cut line. like I've talked about this with Feinbaum a lot. Like I think there are plenty of more teams than you think that are below the cut line for an elite sort of like super conglomerate conference, and I think that's a lot of the concern that's driving the anxiety right now is the bottom 3, 4, 5 programs in the SEC, the bottom 6 or 7 programs in the Big Ten. They might not be included because there might be, you might want to have Arizona State or Utah or Texas Tech or ACC schools in over the top of the biggest brands, over the top of maybe a Northwestern or a Mississippi State.
You could look at it as
Kentucky.
Regulation as well, in a sense.
Yeah.
And however you'd like to frame it. But yes, there are certain universities that are taking a paycheck every single year off the backs of higher tier programs within the conference.
So we know we're capped at 19.
Right.
Trey Wallace is in complete control of the decision making, and I'm waving a wand, and I'm going, hey, dude, you can pick any 3 schools, but you got to add 3 schools right now.
Yeah.
Who are the 3? And this is not who you think is going to get added, because that might be a different answer than the 3 I would want to add. Who would you want to add as a fan of college football in the SEC?
Miami, North Carolina, and oh man, I was about to go say something else. Miami, North Carolina, Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Texas Tech is on this thing now where they're not going to stop. Like I don't think they're going to win a title. No offense, but they're not going to stop spending money to compete in this college athletics world that we're in right now. So I think those 3 would fit for me. I'm curious on yours because I went outside the ACC spectrum.
Well, who I think they're going to add,
that's a big difference.
and who I think I would want to add are they might be different lists.
Yes. Do you want who do I think they're going to add list?
Yeah. So you have Miami. Your choices personally, if you could pick anybody,
right,
would be Miami, North Carolina, Texas Tech.
Yes.
Okay. Who do you think they're going to? Yeah.
Miami, North Carolina, and Florida State.
I mean, so who do I think they're going to add? If you're asking me that first,
yeah,
I only have one clean answer, and that's North Carolina.
Yeah,
North Carolina is the only brand that everyone in the country wants. First and foremost, they are the number 1 draft choice of everybody. Cable subscription / TV ratings / another state footprint.
Because you get them in football, basketball, baseball, tennis, everything. Right. And by the way, they will survive this Bill Belichick nonsense, which in my opinion is going to end after the 2026 season.
Oh, I think it'll end before October.
Right. I think they're going to get their ass whipped by TCU, and then I think the conversation is going to pick up a little bit further.
So this is interesting. Who do I want to see? I start with Oklahoma State. Because I want Bedlam back together. I think they walk, talk, and act like an SEC school. I think culturally they align with the SEC. I think the rivalry belongs together. I think Oklahoma State belongs. And there's enough Big 12 flavor now with A&M and Texas and Missouri and Oklahoma that you could add Oklahoma State and it would still feel normal. It would still feel right.
Yes.
I have a really hard time not going with Florida State and Clemson. And it's like because you have these like I want Mississippi State, Alabama, Auburn, South Carolina, Clemson. Now the argument there is like, well, what about Louisville? What about Georgia Tech? And I get that, but Clemson, Florida State are the 2 best programs, basically, outside of maybe Miami, that are not in the SEC that you have a chance to get. Florida State to me is a no-brainer because it's just too powerful when it's good. And if you want to talk about adding value, and I'm not talking about like TV dollars, even though that matters. I'm talking about like, what are you tuning in for?
Yeah.
Number 3, Florida State versus number 5, Alabama. Number 6, Clemson versus number 8, Florida. Like you are tuning in for that stuff. Oklahoma State doesn't bring that as much, but it is just like adding Louisville or Georgia Tech. Like you are adding, and I think having a little bit more strength just slightly to the west, I think makes some sense. I just think the Bedlam series.
You also be able to do it easier with the schedule out to the west, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah. So I think my vote for what I would want is Oklahoma State, Clemson, and Florida State. I think North Carolina is what they're going to do.
Yes.
And then it's like
they're going to have to fight off the Big Ten. I'm just being honest with you. Like the Big Ten.
No. I know. I think they give Virginia and Virginia Tech to the Big Ten in exchange for North Carolina State, or Duke. I think the people, the legislators in the state of North Carolina, are going to fight hard for Duke and North Carolina to be together in the SEC with Florida State. I think it is Duke, North Carolina, Florida State. And then if you look at the SEC basketball, you would have Kentucky, you'd have North Carolina, and you'd have Duke all in the same league. I think Kansas is another option, but they're just not going to get it. And it's why I think Kansas should go to the Big Ten and Missouri should go with them.
You know who they're not going to add? USC.
No,
or anybody.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Like I'm just using like off the wall schools here that they would try. I know they can't post them, but I'm saying like they're going to stay out of that realm.
Look,
sorry, Arizona State. Sorry, Arizona.
Virginia.
Schools. Like Virginia is the one.
They're a Big Ten school.
Right. No. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Big Ten for a second. No,
yeah.
I agree with you. I think that Virginia would be one. I think that they will try their damnedest to stick Tobacco Road together. I think
it won't happen.
Yeah, I know. Well, I know that. But at the same time, the outlier to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, is Miami. Who wants to dip in and snag Miami? Because, folks, I'm telling you, this is coming once the ACC contract is up.
Which is every year the buyout gets less and less. I think you're right to put Miami and Florida State together. I do think Miami works because if I'm the Big Ten, I want to get behind enemy lines a little bit.
That's why they go after Miami.
I think it's Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech, and Miami, because that's a private school, and then four really good academic schools, a private school in Miami, and all four of them are in the South, and give them an Atlantic seaboard flank that the Big Ten has not had in a long time, has never had.
Also, I also think that this 19 number that you keep hearing and I keep reporting on is not going to stick.
And why 19? Why not 20?
Right. I think the number goes up to like 21.
Okay. Speaking of 20, Tennessee Brew Works, go check out our great and amazing local sponsors. Yeah. Go check out East Nashville Beer Works as well, right there in East Nashville. I got the hat on. You can check it out if you're watching on YouTube. If you want to jump into the comment section, please do so. Also, you got the one out in Wilson County, closer where Trey is now, in between Mount Juliet and Lebanon. A cathedral to local craft beer and community. Okay. So this 20-team thing was floated apparently in a recent meeting. I think it was yesterday, where all these conferences got together and they're talking about expansion again. And once again, the Big Ten is exclusively on 24. The SEC is exclusively on 16. The Big 12 and the ACC have now moved and migrated towards 24. And again, if you want to know why that is, because the Big Ten doesn't feel it can get enough teams into 12 or 16, so it wants to rig the field to get more participation trophies. And you want to know why 24 is also a favor of Tony Petitti in the Big Ten? Sorry, Trey, to do this, but your employer,
FOX,
your employer wants access to broadcast to playoff games, and so you need to add more of them so that ESPN's willing to give those up.
Can you tell me what movie that's from? When I said that, FOX.
I don't know. No,
You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks. Really good movie.
I haven't seen that movie in 20 years. I want to watch it with the kids.
That's the one thing that stands out to me in that movie is when they talk about the bookstore. It's Fox. All right, but keep going.
Okay.
Fox wants the money for the playoffs.
Sure. And yeah, no blame at all.
But I don't like their idea.
But what we have said on the show, and what I have said on the show, and what I think is the compromise that I think gets us through this ridiculous quagmire that we are still in, because remember, December 1st is going to come sooner than we think, and they have to have something in place, because as of right now, there is nothing in place for next season's college football format.
No, and I don't think they get an extension, by the way, in talking with multiple folks about this.
Okay, good. Sneaky reporting there. I like that.
There you go.
Here's the thing. The 20-team playoff works so well for a number of reasons. It solves your really difficult to solve conference championship problem, because you can put play-in games. Let me back up.
Yeah, back up.
What does a 20-team format actually mean? I'll give you the TLDR of this, which is 12 teams get in like normal, based on automatic qualifying or rankings.
Right.
And then you have teams 13 through 20 8 teams playing in 4 play-in, quote unquote, play-in games like the NCAA tournament. So if you're 13 would play 20, right? The winner would get in, and then they would be seeded to play somebody in the playoff, in the bracket. So you're basically winning the last 4 spots of the playoff.
For folks out there that are basketball folks, think of it as the first 4 in Dayton for the NCAA tournament.
In one bracket. In one 16-team bracket, right? So
yes.
It's a 16-team bracket.
Yes.
But the last 4 slots, 13 through 16, you got to win them.
Correct.
And whoever wins the 16 seed, which would be 16 and 17 would be playing, right, for that spot. Whoever wins that seed would then play the 1 seed. It's identical to a play-in bracket.
It's very simple, and
you put those games on Championship Saturday, and because they mean something in our playoff games, I think you can charge more for them from a TV standpoint. They may not make as much money because it's not controlled by the SEC or the Big Ten or the ACC, but you can make a lot of money. I don't love the idea of them being played at neutral sites, but if that's the negotiation you have to make it happen, fine. And this I
played 2 games in Atlanta, and I'd play 2 games in Dallas or
no. You got to spread them out. You got to do like, just do them like you would do Indianapolis, Dallas, Charlotte, and do them where you would normally do them.
Okay.
Because you got to make the money back for the conference championship games, right?
Well, my workaround here is that the SEC does their own play-in games on Friday and Saturday in Atlanta, and whoever wins those 2 games gets the last remaining spots for the conference.
Yeah,
that's how you get fans to travel to Atlanta. Folks are going to tune in. I promise you, they sell at least 50,000 tickets for each game.
I don't like the SEC and the Big Ten getting more than 1 spot. Every league gets 1 spot. Everyone else, no automatic bids. Okay. 1 spot for winning the league as the regular season champion.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that as in winning the league. I meant that as in like the bottom 4 teams that are left that are vying for a playoff spot can fight for it and play for it.
But that would never work though. Because your bottom 4 isn't really the bottom 4, right? It's a middle 4. And then those 4 are actually like what happens if it's like 2 through 6 and what if they're already in? I know. Tell me more about this. I don't understand your idea here.
My thought process is if you have your rankings, so let's just say you have your let's just say there's 8 teams that are vying for to get in the playoffs. So you already know your first 4 teams are getting in, and you want 6 bids to the college football playoff. You literally have 2 games over the span of 2 days, and whoever wins each one of those gets the final 2 spots in the playoff. That's how you get your 16, your automatic 6.
So you're saying the SEC is going to have 6 automatic spots?
No, but I'm saying that the SEC in a good year, they're going to want something out of this. If they're going to compromise, what's the compromise? Not 6 automatic qualifiers. I'm not saying that.
I follow you.
I'm saying if it gets
down, how you do that.
Okay, all right.
I don't know how you do it.
We keep going. That's
because on one year it could be teams 7, 8, 9, 10, and the next year it could be 4, 5, and 6.
One play-in game in Atlanta. Winner goes to the playoff. SEC title has already been given.
How do you establish what that is? Like the 2 teams ranked outside of the top 16?
Right.
But not like I don't understand how you do that. But I like the way you're thinking, Trey. I like the way you're thinking.
I'm just trying to come up with different ways that they can make money off the conference title game, because that is the holdup, folks.
I know.
They are $100 million in contracts.
The way you do it is you have one of the play-in games in Atlanta, one of the play-in games in Indianapolis, one of them in Charlotte, and one of them in Dallas for the 4 major conferences, and then they own the rights to, like, in the short term, they own the rights to that, so they make the money, but it trickles down. I don't know. Mike says, look, I agree, but wouldn't the SEC fill up those 24 spots? There's about 10 teams in the top 25 now. I am not worried. Your point is correct, Mike. I am not worried about the SEC getting good, adequate representation the way the Big Ten is. Like, I'm just not. Like, you look at this league right now, it may not be the best at the top. They may not win the national championships, but there are 7 or 8 or 9 really good playoff caliber teams right now in this league. I'm just not worried about them getting adequate, like, spots in the playoff.
No, and I'm not worried about, like, the strength of schedule that's going to hurt them. They're going to get their 6 teams in, or however 5 teams, whatever. They're going to get.
If you look at some of the, like, You don't need a group of 5 automatic or group of 6 now automatic qualifying spot, because if you look at 20,
right,
every single year going back like 15 years, every single year there's at least one, if not more than one G5 team getting into the top 20. A lot of times you have Cincinnati and Boise State, or TCU and Boise State, or you'd have, Tulane or James Madison. Like, you'd have a ton of teams getting in without help of automatic qualifying.
Yeah, because somebody's going to snag that
if
spot.
You expand it to 20, if you expand it to 20, you're getting somebody in. Western Michigan, Northern Illinois,
South Alabama Jaguars,
Central Florida, UCF. Somebody always is in the top 20, if not 2 teams from the group of 6. So you don't need to write that into the law. You can just say, make it into the top 20 and you're good to go. The way the tournament in college basketball largely just says, it's the top. There are auto bids, but like, it's basically the top 32 best teams.
Don't forget, folks, Notre Dame has already had their spot. If they're good enough, they're in.
I don't want to hear that bullshit. But yes, I get.
Well, no, they're technically in. Like, that's the agreement. It ain't bullshit. It's the agreement. Everybody.
I know, because everybody's bends over backwards to help stupid ass Notre Dame. Even if they're worthy, like, don't write in special laws for the other team that you're begging to join a league.
They just had to get their vote.
I don't understand. Everyone's like, God, when is Notre Dame going to join a league? And then turns around and votes to give them something that keeps them from joining a league. Anyway. All right. I love the idea. I've floated the idea for a long time. I think it is the middle ground between 12 and 16 and 24. I don't want automatic qualifiers. It solves some of the problem of conference championship Saturday. The calendar doesn't need to extend any. It's a very elegant solution to a very complex problem. And I don't know why it's not more popular.
Well,
and apparently the Big Ten and the SEC were like, nope, we're not talking about it.
And here's what I remember saying this to you last year after the SEC championship game, that even though I loved that game and I loved the Big Ten title game and whatnot, I was sitting in Mercedes-Benz Stadium last year and I was like, this feels like a non-conference game. There is nothing to be excited about at all.
Yeah.
And
now the Indiana Ohio State game, that was good. Yeah.
Like, but there was no CFP spot up for grabs, anything like that. I mean, in reality, the only thing on the line was picking your path to the CFP title game if you're in that spot, like where you would go, Fiesta Bowl or whatnot.
Yeah.
But it was a great game. I loved it. I mean, I wish I flipped a coin that week, and I was like, okay, I got to make a choice. Which one am I going to? And ended up in Atlanta watching snoozer.
It did feel like Alabama didn't care as much about that game.
No, not at all, dude.
So I think it's elegant. I think it's interesting that it got out, that it was being talked about. I think that's interesting.
Let me ask you a question. Let me an honest question, because I was told this last Thursday from folks that would know. So I was already prepping like a story, but I was ass deep in congressional stuff. Why do you think that got out, Braden? Who benefited by that getting out?
Yeah, I was going to say the ESPN SEC side for sure.
Who was at the whatever? I'm not going to go down that road. But
you already did. You already just took us down that turn.
No, it's not that. It's just like I started
my network
from a number of sources that like, hey, this 20-team thing is going to be discussed. And then Sunday night, I'm reaching out to some different ones. And I'm like, hey, what do y'all think? Yeah, that might be talked about for about 2 minutes tomorrow. Yeah, it's not going to be that much discussed, especially on a virtual meeting. They're going to be in person soon, next month.
Look, your network wants to make money. My network wants to make money. It's called capitalism, y'all. It's not that big a deal.
No, and I 100% understand both sides to this. I'm just saying, guys, when I tell you they spent about 90 seconds on it yesterday, they spent 90 seconds on it.
That's stupid. They should spend more. Anyway.
Right. They will, but
yeah.
They got numbers. And by the way, for the folks out there that don't know this, and I mean this in a non-condescending way, these commissioners and these committee members have all of this information before they just hop on a virtual call. They've known about the 20 team and the 24 and the 16 and the arguments for everybody for months. It doesn't just come up, well, they're going to hold a virtual call and discuss this for the first time. No, it doesn't work like that. They know what they're walking into. So just please.
Hey, no bad ideas in a brainstorm, Trey. Hey, what do you guys think we should do? What if we do relegation? Have you guys ever thought of that?
Oh my God, that's a brand new idea. Like they were literally in there and they were like, hey, we read this tweet of a media personality.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And I'm like,
get out of here, dude. So many people have floated that idea, including us, including me. It's fine. It's fine.
Stop.
It isn't. I'm just saying it's an elegant solution, though, to a very complicated problem. And I think it should get more run. So we'll see. Okay, moving on here. East Nashville Beer Works. Check out East Nashville Beer Works, Tennessee Brew Works, Yazoo Brewing Company. Speaking of market value, we'll get to the quarterbacks here momentarily, what they're worth on the top tier in the SEC. Wow. What Dorian Mensah's worth to Miami. We'll get to that. Resetting the market. But we got to talk about Cole Hutson. Hutson.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, Cole Hutson played 48 games for the University of Texas. He started 23 times.
This is going to be fun.
He was an undrafted free agent this past spring.
Yes.
He went to two different, not one, but two mini camps, Cleveland and Dallas.
Was about to go to another one, but keep going.
Two different mini camps. Now, he filed a lawsuit, I believe, after the draft because, you know.
It was in June, but yeah. It's in June.
That's what you do these days because the
By the
NCAA
way,
can't win.
A Baylor player was awarded an injunction just an hour ago, so he'll play this season too. So keep going.
Vandy Chris says, Trey, you know your stuff. Hard disagree. Trey doesn't know shit. I'm just kidding, man. I'm just kidding. All right. Thank you, Vandy Chris. If you want to comment, jump into the YouTube comment section.
Just have that. It looks like he'll read just about anything. So
yeah. Thumbs
even
up.
though I appreciate vinegar.
Thumbs up, notifications turned on, etc. We're going to try to do Tuesday afternoons consistently live with all you guys, but we'll see what happens as the season unfolds because once the rankings start to come out, we got to move it to Wednesday. But here's the deal. He went to minicamp, and he is now back on campus at the University of Texas, deemed eligible to play this year. Now, while I think this is sort of insane, from a rules chaos, like this isn't Nam, Trey. Like this is a civilization.
You know where I'm about to go with this.
I'm going to take the horse to water here.
About to lay into that ass.
On a moral level, if we want to back up and say if a player doesn't get drafted, that they can come back to college for eligibility, I actually don't have a problem with that. If you do not go play in the NBA or Major League Baseball or the NFL, and you try your hand at the draft process, you do not get drafted, you can have a choice, just like baseball players do, to go to college or to go to the minors. I don't have a problem with that part of this.
And training camp and practice squads are the minors.
That's right. And frankly, mini camp is still way before training camp opens up.
Agreed.
Now, practice squad players actually don't make a bad living. Like they actually make like.
I had a buddy that made $100,000, 120 grand as a practice squad player.
A veteran on a practice squad will make like upwards of $18,000 a week.
Yes.
In the regular season, and new practice squad players, meaning first year undrafted free agent type of guys, you're making like $12,000 to $13,000 a week. So it's not a bad living if you're going Now, are you worth more to Texas because you're a starting offensive lineman at Texas? Maybe so. My point is on a personal level, I don't care if you go through the draft process, nobody wants you, you come back to college for your final year. I'm totally good with that.
If you have eligibility left.
Right, exactly right. This is totally insane, though, in light of what we literally just talked about last week. So Arian Carter gets a flight from an agent. Doesn't declare for the draft.
I'm going to cut you off.
Sorry.
He declared,
and then
3 weeks later he took his name out.
Sure, but he didn't go
through a foot injury. So but he didn't get past January.
He did not go through the draft process.
No, he didn't even take an interview.
This guy went through the draft process. Went through the draft. Went to minicamp. And is eligible to play while Arian Carter is suspended for 2 games, including the Georgia Tech game week 2, because he signed a piece of paper and took $400, which he has paid back, and didn't go through any of that stuff. Dude, if Cole Hutson can play and it's legal, like, fine, I don't care. But why? How is it in 2026 that the NCAA is still capable of being the most hypocritical governing body in the history of sports? And I didn't even think they had the power to do that anymore.
Here's the kicker. There are a number of outlets, and by the way, I have asked the NCAA for comment on this, on what these few outlets have meant by a negotiated agreement with the NCAA. The NCAA has yet to comment with me. I understand what they're saying. They negotiated a settlement to get their ass out of court. But here's the difference. If Cole Hutson is not sitting on the sideline for the opening 4 games of this upcoming season, then Arian Carter should sue the shit out of the NCAA. And here's what Arian Carter should do. I brought this up with somebody in the last couple of days, and they were like, Arian Carter should file for a temporary injunction the Monday of the Georgia Tech game. Deal with the Furman game. That's fine. Monday of the Georgia Tech game, file a temporary injunction. He's going to have it granted in a Tennessee court. This is not like Joey Aguilar and whatnot. He's going to have it granted. You play the Georgia Tech game, and then you withdraw the lawsuit on Monday. Your suspension's done. I would sue the NCAA's ass quicker than Shanfire, and I would go play in that primetime game on Saturday night, especially if Cole Hutson from Texas suits up and plays in that first game, or even that second game against who? Ohio State.
Yeah.
The rules have to match here.
Yeah.
And by the way, I want to add this too, real quick. Tennessee and Arian Carter have been playing very, very nice with the NCAA by not having their attorney, who, by the way, lives about 25 to 30 minutes down the road, having to show up in a Knoxville court and defend the NCAA on why they're punishing Arian and not a plethora of others. Guys, we have a wide receiver that plays for Arkansas right now that played 10 years of Major League Baseball and collected millions of dollars, who is now going to be probably a starting wide receiver for the Razorback this year, and Monty Harrison. What the bleep are we doing?
Vandy Chris says, so by definition, Carter did break the rule, but he agrees that the rule he broke is archaic in nature and the NIL stuff should be changed. We all agree with that. Look, the rule was the rule. He broke the rule. It's kind of like Todd Gurley autographs. I don't disagree with
absolutely.
that. The problem is it's mind numbing to see them stick so tightly to a rule that we all kind of disagree with. But again, granted, it's the rule. To then have a judge come back the very next week and be like, no, he played in the NFL.
And by the way,
he can still play.
Supposedly agreed to this.
There's no
still waiting for the NCAA to comment on what they agreed to. And at the same time, here was something else that was pointed out to me.
No common sense.
There is no process for something like this that happened to Arian Carter, where within the first 3 weeks of him saying, I appreciate it, Tennessee, I'm going to go try for my dreams in the NFL, he got hurt. He realized he needed surgery. He could not go forth. Guys, this didn't go into March or April or whatever. Yeah. It's just 3 weeks after he declared.
This is also, like, to your point.
But there's no process for them to come back to college.
To your point, Hutson is doing this because he wasn't good enough.
Yes.
And Carter is doing this.
450 to come play this season.
That's right. Vandy Chris says, does Trey agree that Logan Patterson, I don't know the details of his case, should report to Vandy camp since he would be covered under the Colorado injunction?
Yeah, I think
I say go for it. Yeah,
I think Logan Patterson should, but I also think that they're going to strike gold in this lawsuit. Ryan Downton, his attorney, they're going to strike gold because once that case goes to discovery in the Nashville area, look forward to being in the courtroom to cover that one coming up soon. I'm just telling you, it's going to be bad for the NCAA. Like, there will be damages up the ass on what they're going to have to pay. And Zakai Ziegler filed his lawsuit. He's looking for money, not playing time. Zakai's looking for money.
I don't know if the NCAA is very good at this, Trey.
Dude, there's 55 lawsuits going on right now, according to my tracker. They put their attorney on a private jet for Texas this morning, only to go up there, argue for 45 minutes, and then the judge granted the Baylor defensive lineman a temporary injunction. Like, this is getting out of hand. And here's the kicker out of all of this. If the Colorado Appeals Court in the 10th Circuit upholds this injunction for the 2022 class, I'm told if they wanted to, mind you, if they wanted to, so don't go crazy on social media, folks. There are over 25,000 athletes that would become immediately, they already are eligible right now because the judge granted a blanket waiver. But what I'm saying is a lot of schools are holding back, waiting to see if the appeals court, there would be 25,000 athletes that would be eligible to participate in sports this calendar year. Holy shit. 25,000. And by the way, okay, I'll give you the whole pie.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
You want to know why the NCAA will not grant just a blanket waiver for 2022 athletes? You want to know the secret? I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
The secret is because if they did grant the blanket waiver, they would admit that they screwed up and should have done this last October when they could have figured out roster spots. All these teams could have figured out roster spots, and they would have over 20,000 athletes with eligibility. That's why they are fighting this in every single court, because first off, it's a PR thing. Second of all, they understand how many athletes would then become eligible. They would then sue because there's not in a roster spot for them, and the NCAA should have done this last year. Like, holy hell, the stupidity when they could have just said last January, when I reported it along with everybody else that they were discussing this 5 for 5, hey guys, we're going to give the 2022 class a blanket waiver. The teams will have to figure out if they have spots, but we're going to give them the opportunity. Now you've taken the opportunity, so they're going to take your ass to court, and they're going to win a lot. And if you haven't noticed, that's all they've been doing lately.
Again, I don't.
Thomas Castellones.
I'm starting to think that maybe the NCAA shouldn't be in charge, Trey. I'm starting to
Well, why do you think they are on all fours begging Congress for help for antitrust exemption? And here's the kicker out of that one. If Congress were to pass that bill, let's just say in the next 5 months, every athlete in the 2022 class would become immediately eligible because of the legislation. You can't fix this type of stupidity.
Yeah. Okay.
This is
follow Trey Wallace on Twitter for
type thing.
Follow Trey Wallace on Twitter for more information.
I'm sorry, I had to go on that rant because I have seen some things, and this is just stupid.
It's not stupid. Local craft beer, Yazoo Brewing Company, up on the river in Madison, right there on the Cumberland. Man, you got the bluff, the cliff overlooking the beautiful crystal clear water of the Cumberland, and you can eat Grill Shack burgers and fries, which my kids love. They got good wings too. And great Dos Perros. You got the Yazoo Hef, the Pale Ale, the Daddy-O Pills, the Gerst. It is the original OG craft beer that got it all started in this town for real. And they've got a great location, really, really good vibe, really good hang. You got place for the dogs if you want to bring the dogs. Great place for kids. I bring my daughters. My wife and I bring our daughters all the time. When we go up there, they do watch parties for everything. It is a truly a really good hang. The kids love it. They got board game sections of the tap room. Like, it's awesome. So please go check out Yazoo Brewing Company up there in Madison. You can also buy all of these great beers anywhere you buy your beer if you want to do that. But really, going into a tap room is what's meaningful to the community. It keeps those dollars in the community. It helps small businesses. Right now, we need help with small businesses more than ever before. And obviously, it's good for your health to have a couple beers in moderation with other people in real life. It is legitimately good for your health. You'll live longer. And that's science. That's not for me. That is science. Okay, what is the market rate for a quarterback right now in the SEC? And the ESPN did a big story about this. According to some SEC GMs, You're going to pay between $2 and $3 million for your average good quality starting quarterback in the SEC. That does not include what they call plus for like the elite guys, which I'm assuming right now in the SEC is a lot of guys, because we know that Sam Levitt is making in excess of $4 million to go to LSU.
Yes,
we know that Kenny Minchie made $2.5 million ballpark to go to Kentucky. He's never started, and that's $2.5 million. We know South Carolina had to pay Sellers. We know Arch is making a ton of money. You know, Chambliss wasn't making any money probably to go to Ole Miss last year, but now he's probably making some pretty good money at Ole Miss this year.
3.5.
3.5. So that's the point. This is ultimate. This is the point. Allegedly.
According to reports.
Yeah. So the question is sort of like, this is the market value of the going rate of a starting quarterback. And I think you need to, like, so if you look at the tiers, and we can discuss whether or not we like these tiers or not. So the Athletic ranked basically all 136 quarterbacks. They had Trinidad Chambliss number 1. They had Arch Manning number 7, which whatever. I think that's way too low. I might even have Arch number 1.
They did it on purpose. I give them credit. It's
to piss us all off. Yeah,
it's an argument.
Sam Levitt is number 8. All 3 of those guys are on tier 1. You have to think that those are $4+ million players.
Yes.
Maybe $5 million players, because
Arch is making that off NIL endorsements alone.
Right. And teams are getting real creative with how to pay.
Oh, they are laundering some money. Laundering some money through agents, Shilk, whatever. Keep going.
So the question is, Chambliss, Arch, and Levitt, do you think those are the only 3 tier 1 quarterbacks? Based on the revenue that they're making, they might be. I don't. Levitt can be great if he's healthy. I don't have a problem with Levitt being on there. I just don't know if he is definitively better than Gunnar Stockton, Marcel Reed, John Mateer, Lenoris Sellers, because these guys. So the next tier 2, which you got to think is more in that $3 million.
Who was the third quarterback, by the way?
Chambliss is number 1 overall.
Right. And then it was Arch and it was Sam. Okay.
In the country, number 1 according to the Athletic. Arch is number 7 in the country, and I find that gap to be ridiculous. Honestly, like. You can argue Chambliss over Arch. I got no problem with that, but they're basically the same. Yes. Sam Levitt at number 8, who, again...
I would argue John Mateer over Sam Levitt.
I like Sam Levitt. I don't know if he's fully healthy, or will be fully healthy.
Oh, don't worry. He said he was 100%, so it's all settled.
So tier 2, number 11 quarterback in the nation, Gunnar Stockton. Number 13 quarterback in the nation, Marcel Reed. And number 16 quarterback in the nation, John Mateer. Those are the tier 2 quarterbacks, which got to be in the $3 to $4 million range.
They are.
I don't have a problem with that number for the financing of it all. But what do you think of the rankings? You got quarterback 1, 7, and 8 on the top tier. You got quarterbacks 11, 13, and 16 on the second tier.
Who is 13 again? I'm sorry. I'm just getting my numbers. It's
Stockton is 11.
Yeah.
Reed is 13. Mateer is 16.
I would trade Mateer for Marcel Reed. I don't know why Mateer is. I like Marcel. Don't get me wrong. I think he's very, very talented. I like John Mateer's arm more than I like Marcel Reed's arm.
Okay.
That's not a shot. That's just
no. I got you.
Like a fully healthy John Mateer without a stitched up hand, like he had to open screwed up opening a beer bottle. Like, yeah.
Oh, that's what it was?
No, it wasn't that.
Allegedly.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Trey Wallace reporting from Fox.com that John Mateer broke his hand opening a beer bottle, probably at a keg party.
I'm not
Look,
worried
here you
about
go.
it.
Look,
it'll get buried in WNBA coverage anyways. So I'm
wow. Hey, what tier quarterback is Aeneas Cantor? Okay. What tier quarterback is Aeneas Cantor?
Tier 6.
All right, there you go.
He can play women's flag football now, though.
This is tier 2.
I gotta stop. I'm gonna get fired before August 31st.
This is tier 2. Gunnar Stockton 11, Marcel Reed 13, John Mateer 16, Lenoris Sellers 18 in tier 3, Byron Brown 19. I actually like those top 8. Austin Simmons at 26 on tier 3 is kind of interesting to me. Because I think the one that's missing here is Kamario Taylor needs to be much higher on the list.
Where is Kamario Taylor?
He's 32. He's 32.
Is he behind Austin Simmons? Okay,
yeah, that's interesting to me. So you gotta think though. Tier 1 is going to be like.
What are you basing? Okay, go ahead.
Tier 1 is like $4 million plus. Tier 2, you got to think is probably in that $3 to $4 million range. Then you're looking at Sellers, Brown, and Simmons. Or sorry, these two tiers right here are you got to be. I don't know. Tier 3 is probably 2 to 4 million.
You're
3 million?
sitting in the you're sitting in the 2 to 4. Yeah.
Because the next group behind Sellers, Brown, and Simmons.
I know how much Byron and Lenoris are making, so you're sitting in between 2 and 4. That's a nice number.
Okay. What do you think of that? What do you
money laundering?
What do you think of the order of these 6 names right here behind the top 2? Anybody belong? I'm with you. I think Mateer and Stockton could both be tier 1 ahead of Levitt. I think Sellers belongs on tier 2. I'm okay with Brown being on tier 3, but I'm not sure why.
I think they have to be basing Lenoris just off last year's production. Lenoris has the opportunity to be one of the better quarterbacks in the SEC this year. I agree. Mind you, I said one of the better, not the best.
Yeah.
I am stuck on Austin Simmons for some reason, and why Kamara Taylor's not there. But I mean, I guess time will tell. What are we basing that on? 2 games at Ole Miss last year?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so.
Okay, cool. Byron Brown in the Auburn system. Byron Brown showed me though that he can play against some tough talent. Don't take it away. I love me some Byron Brown. I think he's going to be fine in the Alex Golesh offense.
And again,
I have a problem with Austin. I can't see the other ones on below Austin, but I have a problem with Austin.
I'm about to add them to the screen here. But the rankings for those listening, of course, Gunnar Stockton 11. I would go a little bit higher than that. Marcel Reed at 13. I think it's probably
I would.
I think Reed's about right at 13. I think Mateer at 16 is probably a little low. I think he could be higher on this list. You have Lenore Sellers in tier 3 at 18 overall in the country. Byron Brown at 19 overall in the country, I think, is actually a very fair ranking for the Auburn quarterback. I don't understand the Austin Simmons thing. He could be very good in Eli Drinkwitz offense, but we'll see. And then if you go next, the next group here's the next group, Trey. If you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of see this group. I threw it up on the screen.
Oh, here we go.
So tier 4, which is sort of that $1.5 to $2 million range. Tier 4, you've got Kamario Taylor, Mississippi State at 32 overall.
That number fits. Yeah.
You've got, let me get through all of them before you interrupt me. I know I interrupt you all the time.
I know. Go ahead.
33, Keelan Russell, Alabama, 33 overall, tier 4 quarterback. Number 34 overall in the country, Kenny Minchie, again, $2.5 million player at Kentucky, tier 4. Then you got to go down to tier 5, and there's a big gap there. You got to fall down to number 55 overall, Aaron Philo at Florida.
Jesus.
57th overall in the country is Jared Curtis at Vanderbilt, who I don't think is going to start. And then 63 overall, KJ Jackson. And then the only name after that that's not on the list so far is Faison Brandon at in the 70s. And we all know the talent for Brandon is way better than that. What do you make of this group of quarterbacks and the cost the costs incurred by these 2 tiers of player?
Aaron Philo over Keelan Russell. I know that might sound crazy, but just bear with me here. Aaron Philo over Keelan Russell. No, let me change that. Aaron Philo over Kenny Minchie. And then KJ Jackson over Jared Curtis, only because Jared Curtis, I don't think, starts until the 4th game of the season.
I don't have a problem with any of that. And I'd have Kamario Taylor well ahead of Austin Simmons.
Absolutely. Yeah. Kamario Taylor's ahead. Philo's up. And then KJ's over Jared, only knowing that productivity right now, and then that Jared Curtis is going to have a 4-game buffer. So
ultimately, one of the questions is
it fits.
It's not crazy. It's not a terrible list. There's some
financially, Jared Curtis is.
Oh yeah.
He good.
Yeah.
He good. He could buy 2 of my new places in Nashville.
He's in that Dorian Mensah resetting the market kind of way.
Yeah.
The question I have about the cost is sort of what do we think is going to happen here? Do we think that Alabama and Ohio State and Tennessee and LSU and Oregon and Texas A&M and Texas and do we think these programs that are $200+ million athletic departments and have lots of big boosters, do we think they're all just going to stop escalating the cost of acquiring a great quarterback? This is unsustainable. This goes back to our NCAA conversation. I got no problem with these kids making a ton of money. They're worth it. They're busting their asses playing quarterback at the hardest level with the hardest sport outside of the NFL. And You're telling me it's going to stop at 4 million or 5 million or 6 million? Like, no, it's going to keep going. And until we have collectively bargained salary cap agreements and revenue sharing, this is going to continue. And what is Mensa making? Like 8 million for Miami, something like that, to transfer there. That
a little bit of a buyout to Duke.
That includes some of that buyout money. The point is like, if Faison Brandon, let's just go with the guy who's last on this list right now on the tier ranking. If Faison Brandon turns into a legitimate 5-star starting quarterback for Tennessee in year 1 as a true freshman, the value he brings to the table for that organization for the next 2 seasons is in excess of $10 million, not total, but per year. So what are we going to do? Like, what's going to happen? How do we stop? There's no way to stop this train.
Why do you think they introduced the retainment pool in the Congressional Act? They needed the extra money outside of the House settlement. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying this is the way that they're skirting around it to be able to afford more players and afford the guys that they're trying to keep around. If, I don't know, Philo has a great year, you know what I mean? Like, Florida's going to have an additional 11 million to work with to go say, hey, you know, do we need to up your offer by 2? You know what I mean? Come back. Like, that's what they've done, man. Like, they try to act like it's for something different, but they're not using all that money just to retain the second string offensive lineman. It's to retain their starting quarterback who's getting buttloads of offers, good ones. So I don't know how they maintain it because, well, let me rephrase it. I do know how they're going to maintain it because they're going to increase the cap essentially almost every year. They're going to find different ways around it, or at least every couple of years. And then you're going to have the schools that can afford it. They're going to afford it. And the schools that can't, they're going to continue having their players plucked from them and sign fat contracts. The only difference is I think you're going to see buyouts increase. I think if you go, you got
to protect yourself. Yeah.
If you go take my starting quarterback, and you're going to pay him $6 million a year, you give me 1.5.
Yep.
Like, give me the money back.
Yep.
And I agree. which is AKA a buy game for a lot of these schools. That's what's going to happen in the future. The buyouts are going to.
But you know what's really so? Just thinking about this because I'm a big European soccer fan, and what's really interesting is there are programs in the EPL, the richest, most powerful league in all of sports in all of the world. The EPL makes like $7 billion. Like it's
folks out there. That's the English Premier League.
We say the Premier League.
The Premier League.
The Premier League. What? And I don't know if this is something we want to happen to our sport or not. So I'm not. This is kind of half baked here at the end of the show. But what's really interesting is the teams in the league who view themselves as draft, develop, sell, not draft, develop, retain, and win, but draft, develop, sell. And if you're a program, I'm probably more of a group of 6 level. If you are Middle Tennessee State or Troy or South Alabama or
North Carolina just did it with my quarterbacks, Gio Lopez.
Sure, or Western Kentucky. I was thinking more like lower tier, but like if you were to find a guy like what North Texas just did with I know. How do you say his last name? Meester Keeler or whatever his name is.
Yes.
Like he was worth a lot, and he went to Oklahoma State wholesale with the coaching staff. Now that's different because the entire North Texas coaching staff, Eric Morris, all win at one time. But hypothetically, if some guy comes along and is a great player at Bowling Green, and at Western Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky, not Bowling Green University.
I know.
If you find a guy for $300,000 who is you get a 3-star to come to Western Kentucky and he's $250,000, whatever. He starts as a freshman, has a really good year. You could sell him to Kentucky. You could sell him to Tennessee. You could sell him. And that is part of how you generate revenue is to find good players, grow them into better players, and then sell them to the big programs that need to fill a hole. That is how soccer works in Europe. It's how it works It's how it works in Spain in La Liga. It's how it works in the English Premier League. It's how it works. It's just how it works. And I don't necessarily disagree with it. Again, I'm just kind of half baking this idea here. But if you could charge the big power programs.
It's a finder's fee.
Because what you're doing is you're investing in the players like their assets. And if you do that, you should get a payout on the back end. And then the player benefits because they go on to something bigger and better as well. It does kind of help everybody involved. Now, I know what you think. Hey, I don't want Mississippi State to be that. I don't want Vanderbilt to be that. I don't want Kentucky or Missouri to be that. But it's possible that it could still help Kentucky. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not a crazy idea.
You want to know? I'll take you behind the fourth wall as we end the show.
You sell players.
You remember in the old days when schools would place players at JUCOs and prep schools?
Yeah.
They're doing it now, folks, at lower tier schools.
Hey, I can't take you. Go to Troy. Next year, you can come to Alabama.
And they're already getting paid in the school that they go to. Maybe they're getting a kickback. Not naming schools, just saying it's happening. They're using the JUCO ways from years ago, and they're doing it now at lower tier schools.
It's very European soccer of them. Yes. I appreciate that.
That. And by the way, it works out for the lower tier school.
Sure.
And they get paid, and they get some notoriety, and then that quarterback moves on. It's happening right now.
Again, you know what happens in soccer? Players are on loan. Right. That is literally what you do. Hey, we got no place for you to start right now at this big, powerful club, PSG or Barca or Real Madrid or Arsenal. But hey, we're going to loan you out to this lower tier team in Italy. You're going to play starters minutes. You're going to get better. They're going to benefit from having you on the pitch. And then you're going to come back to Arsenal and start for us 2 years from now when you're ready. Everybody wins.
Yeah. I love how it's some big shocker that some of these schools land these quarterbacks from lower tier institutions. Like, oh, this came out of nowhere. No, it didn't.
What's really fascinating is the more you get into European soccer, the more you realize that they're just like 50 years ahead of college football.
Yes.
On everything.
Yes.
They just already do this stuff. They're just like, it's legal. We just let everybody do it.
Better by bringing in folks that run these organizations that understand what's going on. Like, that's just how it is.
That's fun. That's fun.
God bless America and college athletics.
And the number of times I've tried to explain European soccer to my friends who are college football fans is like, no, dude, it's just like college football. The English Premier League is the SEC because it's the biggest, most powerful league. Then you have probably, I guess, maybe the Spanish league, maybe La Liga. It's not as deep as the Big Ten, but like it's comparable because it's sort of like geographically based, right? Yep. Then you have like Bundesliga in Germany, which is like the ACC. Then you have like Serie A in Italy, which is like, you know, the former Mountain West or whatever.
Whatever the hell Ronaldo plays in right now.
No, that guy sucks. And then you got League One in France, which is a great league with a couple of good teams. That's like your Big 12. Mostly it's just PSG dominating, which is like Texas Tech dominating.
Which league is Richmond in?
You mean Ted Lasso's Richmond or the Richmond Spiders?
I'm messing with you. Yeah, I got back into Ted Lasso. It started this week.
They are not a real team.
Damn it!
I have
really
a picture,
good show.
But I have been to that pub. I've been to that pub. You know the little alleyway where he walks down every morning and he gets the cookies, the biscuits.
Yeah, where's that at?
It's in Richmond, outside of London.
I'll be damned. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a real town.
Right.
And it's shot in real places, and the stadium there is like
I do that all real. Like I've stayed in Manchester before. I've stayed in Stratford upon Avon. I've stayed in
none of those are close. None of those are anywhere close.
I know they're not.
Are you just saying random words?
No, I'm saying towns that I've stayed in within the
Oxford.
London vicinity.
No, none of those are in London.
They're near it.
No, they're not.
I flew into London to get to Stratford upon Avon. This country ass town.
Manchester's like saying that Atlanta is next to Nashville.
It's in the vicinity.
Stratford on Avon is like a 2 hour. I want to say it's like an hour train ride outside of London.
I just know that was the most miserable trip with my grandparents that I had ever taken in my life. In Manchester, I don't remember much of it.
Okay, here's the deal. Stratford on Avon is like Oxford, Mississippi to Nashville.
Okay, well, it's not bad.
It's like 2 hours.
Driving distance.
It's like 2.5 hours. Richmond is like Richmond's like a 15-minute subway ride. You ride the tube to Richmond. It's like in London.
Really?
Yeah, it's like in London.
It was that close. I'm
It's
sorry.
in London. Yeah.
I didn't realize it. I thought we were.
Hang on, let me do driving distance to Manchester because it's even further. Yeah, actually, I was exactly right. It's 4-hour drive from London to Manchester, which is basically like saying that Atlanta is a suburb of Nashville.
Damn you, Ted Lasso.
I'm taking you on a trip, dog, to the UK. We're going back. I love that. I love that place. I love
I did too. I enjoyed my second trip and my third trip. But
you know where else I love? Apparently you don't remember shit.
Well, I was 8 years old at the time.
Fair.
And I went to the Hard Rock Cafe and they brought out a Coke.
No free shout.
They gave me 1 cube of ice, and I was like, "Can I get a bucket of ice, please? That would be fantastic."
We took our daughters in for spring break a couple months ago to London and Paris for the first time. And it's their first time to Europe, and so what they don't realize, much like Lasso spits out the bubble water. This is tea, garbage water. What is this garbage water?
It's still bad.
Still gross. My daughter didn't realize she doesn't like bubble drinks. Like she only likes lemonade or like juices. She doesn't drink bubbles. Kind of like me. The only bubbles I drink
fizzy water.
The only bubbles I drink are beer, basically, maybe some champagne occasionally.
Right.
I don't drink soda at all. I like my beer at Yazoo Brewing Company. But we go into a pub. Like first time we got to London with the girls in March, we walk into a pub in
fish and chips
in the Kensington area, which is near Chelsea. Kind of, it's actually towards Richmond. And she walks in, and she goes, we try to get him to talk to the servers like a normal, like, hey, look them in the eyes and say
speak English.
I was like, hey, say what you want. I would do that here too.
No,
I
know.
It's being a human being, like interacting with.
I know.
And she was like, well, can I have some lemonade, please? And she was like, of course, love. And she goes and gets it and brings it back. And what she did not know, and I don't think I knew, is that all lemonade in the UK is just like Sprite. They just think that like bubble lemon lime soda is lemonade. They're like, here's your lemonade, and it's like it's just, she goes, Dad, this is all bubbly. And I was like, do you have any lemonade? And they're like, this is lemonade.
Can I get some sweet tea, please?
I was like,
Thank you.
Hey, I ordered biscuits. I didn't want cookies, man. I wanted some buttermilk, man. What are you doing?
Sweet tea with 4 Splendas, please. Thank you. Get this Guinness shit out of here.
The best part of London is that they've learned that their own food kind of sucks. And that they have to import all the best food from all over the world. Like, it's the best Indian food in the world you'll ever have. Like, it's amazing. But
dude, we got into 3 wrecks within the first 4 days because my grandfather could not drive on that side.
Well, I was gonna say, the car goes on the other side.
Oh, I know. We got into 4 fender benders within the first. I think it was 5 days I was there. Germany was fun as hell. I got on the Autobahn. I was
yeah. We went to Spain last year and France, and it was like, we're back to normal. Back to normal again.
I hung out with the Green Ferry in Germany. I don't think my brain's recovered since.
Sounds like we need to go to Amsterdam.
Yes. Please, college football in Amsterdam.
See if we can go find Coach Beard at a club. All right. For Trey, I'm Braden. Go to OutKick. Go to follow Trey on the Twitters. Go to Yazoo Brewing Company. Go to Tennessee Brew Works. Go to East Nashville Beer Works as well. They're great local breweries. It's good for your health. It's science. I promise you. Just a couple of pints in a very chill environment is good for your health. That's what London has figured out. Their drinking culture is so laid back. No one gets in bar fights. Everyone just relaxes and has some pints. They don't break glass everywhere. It's great. So go to one of these 3 pubs in Nashville.
And go watch Great Street Hooligans.
Sure. No free shouts.
Great
no free shouts.
It's all right. Movie.
For Trey, I'm Braden. Thanks for listening. We'll talk about football next week. This has been SEC Football Live from the 440 Sports Network. Peace and love.